I want to do this quick video to just get everybody straight about the boost schedule. This is something that's been constantly in flux since we've started doing the beginner boost. Everybody wave to the YouTubers. Everybody wave to YouTube. We're doing our regular co-working where Artivix Rob becomes kind of a radio station during the day, and we certainly welcome you into Twitch with the rest of us degenerates listening to music and talking at the Twitch water cooler. We'll say this video is about the boost though, so let's actually look at a sample of the schedule. And you can give me your feedback in the comments down below. If you don't want to, you can give me direct feedback on Twitch. You can give me feedback in Discord, any of those places. But the reason I'm making this video is because the schedule of the boost in 2024 is still somewhat nebulous. People are kind of confused. So this is an attempt to set you straight by showing you the calendar. So the calendar, which is available at this URL up here, calendar.google.com/calendar/u/0/r/week. If you'd rather just go click on it, you can click on my LinkedIn. This is in the YouTube. If it's my profile on the LinkedIn, you can just go to the YouTube, linktree.ee. Usually anything I want to communicate with you is in my Linktree. SkillStack Beginner Boost is the very top. The second one is my calendar. So this is a calendar. It's in a public format that you can follow along on, and hopefully that will get you the information you need. Speaking of the boost, we'll come back to some of the other calendar items, just a secondary kind of thing. Welcome. And so Saturday is now going to be the day for the boost from 11 to 2. Now, but the thing that's really important that I want to emphasize here is this is a regular time, but it is not a promise that there's going to be a boost every day on Saturday. I want to be very clear about this. I do this in my spare time for free, other than your wonderful support. And I noticed the $5 GitHub sponsor came in this weekend when I did the boost videos, and I'm very happy for that. Thank you so much for that. And as you decide this has value for you, I certainly appreciate that. But I'm doing this largely because I feel a need to do it. So what I'm trying to tell you is that time, if I want to go paddleboarding, I'm gonna go paddleboarding. All right, so. And that might sound mean. I don't mean it to, but I'm saying it kind of definitively because it's for me. I have had problems with managing my time with regard to these sorts of things and letting myself get sucked into it. But if I'm going to have a boost video, or a time where we get together and we talk about it and we record videos during that time, and I'm going to talk about that in a second, it's always going to be Saturday at 11 o'clock. And this is actually consistent with the first day of the boost, which sometimes doesn't always match up, right? So sometimes the first day of the boost is like a Wednesday or something. This year, however, very luckily, May the 4th be with you at 11:11:11. That's when we're going to officially start. But you can remember the time as being 11 o'clock. Or 11:11 if you want. We'll probably start at 11:11. The reason being, people generally we cannot boost from the paddleboard. That would be really fun. Actually, I can answer questions about stuff on the boost anywhere, assuming it's safe to do so. So, so the boost is going to be Saturdays at 11 o'clock ish. And there's going to be days that I'm actually going to sleep in on accident. I'm going to really try hard to be there at that time. That's pretty late in the morning. And I blocked out 2 hours or 2 or 3 hours because I know myself. I generally tend to go long on these kinds of things, and people have questions and stuff. I actually don't want to spend 3 hours on a Saturday doing the boost every Saturday. And I've talked about this briefly in another video, but I want to clarify this. So let me just say it. Saturday is not the only day for boost content. I'm going to say it again. Saturday is not the only day for the boost. You're like, well, what else is happening with regard to the boost? I don't want to miss out on all this other stuff. Thank you for the sub. The answer is something I've been calling Coffee Boost, which is what I'm doing kind of right now. This is just a regular time every morning where I do kind of a radio morning show, and I wake up. Sometimes I'm late. Today I was at 9. Sometimes it's 8. Sometimes it's really early. It's at 6:30. Generally speaking, in my morning, generally speaking, in when I'm getting up and getting ready, I'm available to play with the schedule and talk about what's coming up and answer questions related to the boost, and sometimes make a quick little video that, like this one, that's clarifying something that people are having questions about. Okay, so it's gotten a lot easier for me to make videos. If you can't tell, that's why there's so many of them. Um, and that's going to lead into the next point about how do you keep track of all the videos related to the boost. We'll talk about that in a second. So, number one, the boost is on Saturday at 11 o'clock from 11 to 2 ish, but there's no guarantee it's always going to happen. If it's not going to happen, it's going to be updated on the schedule. Number two, the coffee boost, which is not really boost, but occasionally has boost content, is in the morning. The boost command that you just executed, by the way, is out of date and needs to be updated, other than the May the 4th thing. That's correct. What I'm trying to say is that you can ask Boost questions and participate in Boost at any time, but particularly during the time when I'm able to talk and respond to you, pretty easily, which is in the morning when I'm drinking my coffee and organizing my day. And the third thing is if you every other time on the schedule is random other stuff, and it always depends on the day. It's never really consistent. There is a co-learning focus on Fridays, which is tech related on Fridays. So if it's not always, but Friday is probably the best day for you to catch me doing tech content. Sometimes I do co-working tech content. This is, again, not boost related, but if you are into the boost, you're probably also into the tech stuff. So the tech stuff does sort of sometimes happen during co-working radio time. When I do that, generally speaking, I won't talk about it unless there's a video that has to be made, and then we put on the recording sign, metaphorically, and we go for it. So that's what's going on. I should get a supplement sponsorship from Boost. So again, one, the Boost is at 11 a.m. on Saturdays, assuming nothing conflicts with that. Two, you can ask Boost content questions anytime, and there are going to be videos recorded throughout the week. So if you want to participate in the live audience while we're doing a video like everyone is today, look for the Coffee Boost time above all. Three, there's lots of other content. Some of it is tech related. The tech related content is generally on Fridays and generally spaced out without any plan during the co-working time. Everything else, and this is important that I put this out there, everything else is playtime. Okay? And I might put something on the calendar, but that doesn't mean it's going to happen. It changes all the time. So let me give you an example. So today, we're going to go get an AT&T SIM card. You can turn the video off now, by the way, if you're done with wanting to know about the boost. I'm going to talk for about 5 minutes about the rest of the schedule because it's already up there. So at 3 o'clock today, we're going to go check out AT&T and see what kind of we hate AT&T, but we're going to go see what kind of SIM cards they have so we can maybe get a better signal so we can go mountain biking more reliably in my favorite trail. We're going to go, shopping at Aldi's. We're going to go grab some Taco Bell. We're going to go hit Lake Davidson and do a Davidson paddle, and maybe check out the bald eagle's nest that's been there for 3 years from a distance, of course. And we're going to do all kinds of IRL adventures to kind of balance out the workday. So that stuff is on the schedule. It's in the about on my Twitch page, and it changes constantly. Sometimes I'll sleep through something that's on the schedule, and if I'm not here for the schedule, it's because of something like that. The dedication I have to the strictest dedication I have to the schedule, besides work, is to, number one, the boost time. I'm going to try really, really, really hard to make it every Saturday. It's going to have to be a pretty significant conflict for me to not do that. But that includes like a weekend trip to the beach or to Outer Banks, which I might do. And, I actually would really love to do the boost while at the beach. I think that would be awesome. But we need to figure out how to do that. So there you go. That's all there is to it. Come on in. Hopefully you'll join us for the boost. Again, May the 4th be with you this May the 4th, and May Cinco de Mayo treat you well the next day. Talk to you soon.